Hi, welcome to our new Road to Steam series. My name is Quark, and I'll be your humble host during these presentations. In this series, we will be creating a game from scratch. From early concepts to the production of systems and assets, you'll get a first-seat look at the behind the scenes of how we make our games. We plan to release videos like this one every 1 to 3 weeks depending on how production goes, with our ultimate goal to launch the game on multiple platforms when it's done, hence the name of the series. We hope you'll enjoy this sneak peek into our messy realm of video game creation as much as we enjoy crafting them ourselves. Now, before revealing the game, let us review together the status of our team. Every project lives or dies on how a team is composed. Strength can be found in numbers, and this still holds true for the creation of video games. Generally, you want to create a team where each member complement each other's strengths and weaknesses, so that every aspect of the project can reach its full potential. When a team is working as a single unit towards a clear vision, that's when great games are created. That's why starting a project as a one-man team is not advised, because you won't have any teammates to rely on to fill the gaps in your skill set, no one to have your back when things get rough in the trenches, and production will be slowed down by the lack of manpower. So with that in mind, let's see what's the size of our team. Well, all is not doom and gloom, because I forgot to tell you something really important. No matter what your team composition is, there's a single secret ingredient that can lift any team from the dump. Money. Have enough money and you can rule the world. Well, in our case, we'll just have to settle for a badass game. Open the coffers, and let's see what fortune has in store for us. In light of the recent information, a certain readjustment in scope is necessary. Now that we know that the foundation of our team is one broke bloke, we cannot afford to throw ourselves in a project that's too ambitious. We need to strategically choose a concept that will fit our current condition. That's why we will go with a small scope for our game, something that can be finished in 5 to 7 months. This limitation will help us focus our energy on what's really important for the core of the game. It will prevent feature creep and force us to quickly hone in on what makes the game click, from assets to gameplay. But to accomplish this, we must find a good set of tools. We need them as professional and dirt cheap as possible. That's why classic programs like Maya, Photoshop and others won't be used in this project, because of the steep license prices. In their place, we scoured the interwebs to find the meanest and baddest one out there, and as a bonus, they're all free. First, we have Unity, the engine in which we'll build the game. For 3D assets, we chose Blender. To replace the versatile Photoshop, we'll use a combination of two programs, Inkscape for image manipulation and Krita for the creation of 2D assets. And finally, for everything related to sounds, Audacity will work like a charm. Now that all the boring stuff is out of the way, fasten your seatbelt, take a deep breath, and let's dive straight into the reveal. Long ago, among the countless wars fought by mankind, tales of legendary warriors would arise that would capture the hearts of men. In these legends, a lone warrior would face insurmountable odds. Surrounded on all sides, he would challenge death itself and make his last stand by charging head-on into the midst of battle, displaying combat prowess only known to heroes of myths. This is the experience we aim to deliver with the game. An experience of cathartic combat in which you feel like one of these warriors of legend. We want you to unleash your bloodlust and embrace your warrior spirit each time you enter the battlefield. This theme of warrior resilience is the reason why the game is named HEUSS. HEUSS is a mantra of defiance, used throughout the game as a war cry. A war cry to challenge the mighty.
A war cry to claim glory for your own. A war cry in which to forge your legend.
And to bring this vision to life, we base the foundation of the game on 3 distinct pillars by which every aspect of the project must abide. The first one is we want the game to be easy to pick up, but hard to master. This is a very important point for us, because of the experience we chose to offer. We don't need you to be a master at the game for you to feel like a warrior of legend. We want it to be a constant feeling throughout your journey to mastery. From the beginning when you're learning and experimenting with the game's systems, to the point where you're exploiting the nuances of combat and its mechanics to the fullest, we want you to indulge in this power fantasy with every interactions you have with the game. To accomplish this goal, we designed the mechanics of the game to be as accessible as possible without sacrificing the depth we want in the moment-to-moment gameplay. The game is played from a 2D point of view where the player avatar is always the focus point of the camera. Enemies will be coming from the left and right of the screen. To interact in combat, the player will mostly be using 4 different inputs. The first 2 are the mouse buttons. The left mouse button to attack enemies on the left, and the right mouse button to attack enemies on the right. When using either of these buttons, the avatar will charge the enemy that's in range and land a blow. The special thing with this mechanic is that the player character can only move with an attack, as there is no dedicated controls for horizontal movement. If the player is not attacking, he won't be able to move otherwise. To add another dimension to this combat system, the game uses the remaining inputs for vertical movement. By using the W and S key, the player can change the vertical stance of its avatar. When no key is pressed, the avatar is in middle stance and targets the middle area of an enemy when attacking. When the W key is pressed, the avatar is in high stance and can target the high area of an enemy, like its head, in addition to evading attacks from below. When the S key is pressed, the avatar is in low stance and can target the low area of an enemy, like its legs, in addition to evading attacks from the top. With these simple mechanics, we can create a large amount of enemy variety that will challenge the player in multiple ways during combat. As for example, an enemy with a shield will force the player to change his stance when attacking, but an enemy with a bow will offer the opportunity to evade its arrows and use them to your advantage. For our second pillar, we want our combat experience to be a fast and brutal one. With every input you make, we want an immediate reaction from the game to give you a sense of extreme responsiveness when playing. From animations to the movement of your character, everything is meant to be faster than normal to bring you ever closer to this feeling of complete control. But this is only one side of the coin. To make you feel like a real monster on the battlefield, we need our enemies to not just die, but to crumble in pieces under your savageness, littering the ground with their insides and repainting the battlefield as a crimson hell. Your own festival of blood. That's why the game will feature a full gore system, where every part of an enemy can be cut and shattered to pieces. Be it their head, arms or legs, nothing is left aside in HEUSS, where the thrill of the kill is king. For our third and final pillar, we want you to feel a growth in power when progressing through the game. The first time you'll enter the battlefield, you'll be but a mere peasant in the chaos of battle with only a sword to defend yourself. But as you fight more and more battles, your performance will be rewarded with gold that you'll be able to spend on upgrading your character, expanding your arsenal and slowly forging yourself into a machine of war. From new weapons, armors, and trinkets that offer new gameplay opportunities, to new skills and attributes that completely change your playstyle, you will feel the rise in power with every passing battle as you fully customize your character to fit the way you want to play. With all of our pillars covered, this marks the end of our video presentation for today. We hope you enjoyed our introduction to the game and that it gave you a clear idea of the vision we have for the project. Additional features will be tackled in the future, where we'll go in depth into the game's structure and progression. But as of right now, full production of the project is scheduled to start the moment this video is posted. So, for the next episode of our Road to Steam series, we plan to give you a detailed overview of the progress we'll make on the game in the coming weeks. If you have any feedback or just anything you want to share, don't be shy and fill the comments section down below. If you enjoyed our content and want to support the channel, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. On this, Godspeed to all of you, and we'll see you on the next episode of our Road to Steam series.